What's good, everyone? My name is Magna, and welcome to an emergency episode of Phantom Forces Gun Breakdowns, where I give a full-blown analysis of every gun in the game from rank 0 and onward. In today's episode, we are getting completely sidetracked as a brand new rank 0 gun has just been added into the game, the BREN 2. Now, I was gonna do an episode on the SCAR-L, but, well, just yesterday, Stylus just added this gun. And yeah, I know this will break the consistent order of weapons I've covered, but as I say every single episode, I will give a full-blown analysis of every gun from rank 0 and onward. So I must do it no matter what happens. Anyway, if you haven't seen the previous episode, click on the top right corner, or else, I don't know, there will be a new rank 1 gun added, which means we will never go into the right order again and my OCD will kick in and destroy me. Just kidding, it won't really. But if you're new, glad you could join me today. But with all that being said, let's get into the breakdown, shall we? So of course, we gotta do some fun facts, and so the BREN 2, also known as the CZ BREN 2, is a Czech Republic assault rifle that was first introduced in 2016. It is essentially a modified and improved version of the CZ805 BREN. Well, now talking about the original gun, it was unique during the time, as the Czechs were the only country to create a new family of weapons that was not based on an AK platform. But in 1993, which was the year where the Czech Republic and Slovakia separated into two countries, the whole project was put on hold until later it was revived by NATO, and they designed the weapons to use Stand-Nag magazines and to fire the 5.56 round. So the CZ805 BREN became an icon of the Czech army, and thus the BREN 2 just improves off of that original gun. Okay, I'm sure most of you are dying to get into the in-game stats, so let's get into them. So again, the BREN 2 is a new assault rifle unlocked at rank 0, just like the AK-12, and it does 31 damage out to 70 studs and down to 19 damage out to 160 studs, which makes it a 4 to a 6 shot kill. There are no special head or torso multis with this weapon. The magazine size is 30, which is very average for most guns. We have a fire rate of 850 RPM, which is quite fast for an assault rifle. But now onto the advanced stats. The muzzle velocity is 6 at 2600, which is pretty good, but not as good as something like most of the AUG weapons. The penetration depth is 1.2 studs, which is just a tiny bit better than most assault rifles. As far as the handling goes, the BREN 2 has a 2.3 second tactical reload and a 3 second empty reload, which is quite decent. Finally, the ADS and walk speeds are also both decent. But now onto the recoil, and overall the BREN 2 has very low recoil, despite it looking a little high in the weapon menu, as it has a very little mix of both vertical and horizontal recoil, but it can be easily controlled. Now as far as the setup goes, I actually do not have a personal setup at the moment, as I literally just played with it stock and then wanted to get this video out, but based on how it felt, you could probably just use like any optic you want, something like the T-brake or the ARS suppressor, the stubby or the pistol grip, and a blue laser, and I think it would be just fine. AP would also not be bad either, as it won't affect the damage values too harshly. I also looked and there are also no unique attachments or conversions for this gun, and I'm not sure if there will be any in the future or not, but yeah, the BREN 2 is a pretty straightforward gun and is quite easy to use for new players. But as far as how you should use the weapon, here's where things get interesting. As you can see, the damage isn't the best, especially at long range, but that doesn't even matter, as its very good damage ranges, along with its high fire rate and super low recoil, make it quite easy to use at any range. Seriously, I found it so easy to beam people across the map, even with its slightly obstructed iron sights, which for a rank 0 gun was quite shocking. Another thing I noticed is that if we look at the stats here, they are extremely similar to the HK416. Now looking side by side, they both have the same max damage, the same fire rate, and the same magazine size. The The only difference is that the HK416 has ever so slightly better damage ranges and can 5-shot kill at long range, and the BREN has slightly more muzzle velocity and pen. So essentially, this gun is basically an HK416 but unlocked for free, which is crazy as it gives new players quite an edge if they can figure out how to use it. But now, for my overall opinion, I did enjoy using the BREN 2, and I do really like it as a weapon itself, but what concerns me is that it's rank 0. It also may just make the HK416 completely obsolete, the only difference being that it has the 337 conversion, but because for a rank 0, this thing is insane, as you can easily beam people across the map with no attachments and no rank restriction. In terms of balancing, I mean, this could be a problem, and it arguably could be considered the best rank 0 gun ever. So I can't believe this, but I'm gonna give the BREN 2 a 9.5 out of 10. Now, I'm not sure if there will be any nerfs, as I think the gun itself is fine, but where it's broken is that you get it for free. But if there are any, I'll let you guys know, but in the meantime, abuse this thing while you can, I guess. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Feel free to drop a like and sub to the channel, and let me know your guys' opinions on the BREN 2 down in the comments. But thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you next time, back on track with the order of rank unlocks. Alright, take care.